In the words of Laura Bailey, it's been a while. Yes. Anyway.
Been a while.
Yeah, that. And person doing last time is David. Go.
Hello.
Hello.
So, last time on Shadows of Gradiriel, our intrepid heroes continued exploring the lab, generally making sure that they had gathered all the refugees and taken care of them, and also finding the employees of the crazy, weird motherfucker we killed a while ago. Actually, that was today, but it feels longer.
Yeah.
One of the people we found was Verdan, who Skunk seems to think smells like Razzo, or one of the Razzos, the illusory Razzo. I'm not 100% clear on that. But there's a Razzo and a smell.
Yes.
Bjorn and Skunk also found a basement full of wonderful treasures and also some magic weapons.
And dead people.
Well, yes, like I said, wonderful treasures.
Ah, okay. Wonderful treasures for the dead people. Good to know.
Great thing about dead people, truly dead people, not undead people, actually dead people, is they're not going to try to kill you.
Usually.
But sometimes magic happens, so you never know for sure.
Yeah, but then it's undead. Then it's undead. Yeah. It gets a qualifier. It's changed. At any rate, having finished our explorations and gathered all the people there are to be gathered, we rested up and are prepared to head on back to the city, hopefully without being assaulted by horrible monsters, but this is the wrong continent for that sort of optimism.
I mean, to be fair, you were guided by a kobold to get up here in the first place. Well, Silver was guided by a kobold, and then you guys followed Silver, because Skunk can track literally anything, apparently.
I can track anything with a scent.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
He is a reptile bloodhound. It's fine.
Yes.
So, but you were guided here essentially straight to where the lab is, buried off in the mountains somewhere. So, realistically, you probably shouldn't have any trouble getting back, especially considering the harsh of the wilds of Yvonne are, Yeah,
harsh. I'm just thinking there's enough of us now that we're not going to be fast moving.
No. It was a day trip when you guys were all are rushing to get up here, and now you have people. Lots of people. So
most of whom are probably not in the best of shape right now.
Yeah. So beyond that, though, first you have to actually get out. The ending of last session was you guys were
we decided to nap before we left, wait for sunup.
Yeah, essentially. You decided to take a long rest, get your stuff back, Silver, so that she could heal because she desperately needed it. And so you took a long rest, and then you were going to figure out how you were going to leave. Cad, where are you going? Get back up there.
I'm walking out. Everyone said we need to leave, so...
It doesn't mean you get to go alone.
I mean, technically that's basically what you're going to be doing, but I don't know if Cad's going to just rush off by himself. Granted, you've pretty much gotten rid of everything that's in here as far as you're aware. The tricky part is going to be those dragons. Because after a nap and an actual long rest, they can sort of fly, maybe, but not for very long. And unless we have somebody who can do enlarge reduce, which I don't know if we do.
I forget. Does Misty Step let you take other creatures with you if they're willing, or am I thinking of a different spell?
You're thinking of this dimension door.
Yeah, I was say.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound.
Misty Step is usually yourself.
Well, I do have a different idea. I'll only be able to do it one at a time, but to at least get the dragons out of the building, I do have 2 casts of fly, so they can just levitate out.
I mean, they do know how to control themselves in flight, so I
like
would-
they just skip the wing requirement. It's like, hey, float, go.
How long does your fly last, and does it have?
The spell lasts for 10 minutes, just long enough to get them out of the building and out into an open environment where they can walk the rest of the way.
Yeah. And admittedly, as decrepit and falling apart as the lower half of this building is, the upper half is shielded from the elements, assuming you're not in the garden. So theoretically, they could fly up, land on the roof, and then just walk across.
Yeah. Although their body weight may cause the roof to cave in, so.
This place doesn't seem to be in the best repair.
Yeah, no. I mean, still, they are surprisingly light because dragons. And they can fly.
Right.
So
yeah.
Dragons are lightweight. Wow. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, don't mind the fact that they bring down castles every day. That's nothing.
I mean, they're lighter than their size would imply. They're not light, but they're lighter than their size would imply because they have the ability to fly.
Still.
They weigh about 120 pounds, and they are gigantic creatures.
I doubt that, but anyway, regardless,
I could theoretically lift that if I put my legs into it. Not for long, mind you. Not for long.
Regardless, you do have the capacity to assist them in flight to allow them to get out.
Yeah, so I will. I'll do that. I'll walk up to. There's a silver one or Mercury.
Mercury.
Hmm.
I'll walk up to the Mercury dragon first. What was his name, or was that the one who could not remember his name?
That
She
was the
didn't
one
have
that
a
couldn't
name.
remember his name. Silver named him Falcor.
Falcor. Okay, I would have gone with Mercy, but Falcor works.
Whatever.
Falcor's
R
fine.
/ whoosh completely missed the joke. It was a damn good one too.
It's fine.
All right, I'll walk up to Falcor.
So I've got an idea to how to get you and your friend out of here.
Sort of looks at you. You are very small, so.
I am indeed very small, yes.
I will hold up a hand, wiggle my fingers a bit, make a point of having some magic energy swirl around it.
Mind if I do a thing?
If it can get us out, sure.
All right.
And I will sort of like just tap him on his toe and impart a cast of the fly spell.
To which he immediately starts floating as you have cast this spell, essentially.
Yep.
Because he definitely did want to go up and out. And so, yeah, he will begin to float. And he doesn't say thank you, but his expression is like, thank you. He's.
I will give him a thumbs up and a big grin.
Yeah. So.
He's from Europe. He scowls.
Sure.
No Europeans.
All right, so he is going to float his way up, and all right, so Falcor, as he has been dubbed, will float up and make his way out. And do you have to keep a certain range to?
Let's fucking find out. It's concentration up to 10 minutes. You touch a willing creature, the target gains a flying speed of 60 feet for the duration. When the spell ends, the target falls as if it's still aloft. Unless it can stop the fall.
When it doesn't actually pay.
So there is no specified range, so just until it runs out of time.
Neat.
I don't have any spell slots above third, so I can only do this one at a time.
I mean, that's fine.
So I imagine we'll all know when he lands, the ground will shake.
Right. There's also the element of you could hang back and most of the crowd could be slowly making its way out while you're dealing with the dragons once you have established that is what you're doing.
Fair enough.
So maybe Bjorn or Silver could be the ones to help guide everybody out. Unless Silver wants
I mean, worst comes to worst, if it's a copper dragon is the other one.
Yeah.
If Copper doesn't mind, I can just like ride on his back out to front, so everyone else can just go.
Yeah.
Well, I'll catch up in a second.
Yeah.
All
Seems
right.
like a good enough plan.
Lucky.
I mean, hey, you can come too. There's room.
No.
Okay.
Inwardly, it's like,
Shit, peace offering ruined.
One day, Skunk. One day.
Everybody is going to make their way out. Hooray.
Yep.
Cool.
Did we message the mayor dude? of that one town?
You would
Feel
have,
like-
yes. Or rather, Oak
Okay,
did.
I
Yeah.
just want to make sure that we actually did that. Like, hey, we found 2 dragons and everything's good.
The dragons are coming with us.
Yeah, so prepare.
So do not be alarmed when you see your horizon darkened by the unfolding of wings.
Perhaps to let the guards know.
Alrighty.
Do not feel like, be not afraid.
That would probably be smart. Yes.
Be not afraid as our numbers darken the skies of every world.
Alright.
Jeez.
Biblical angels and Mass Effect Reapers in one sentence. I am proud of myself.
Sure.
Boy, Brian.
Finally made it away from that stupid lab. Hooray!
We've been there for like 7 sessions.
No, well, 4. But it's fine. It feels like 7 because it would have been 7 sessions had we actually played every game.
Yeah.
The good news is it's only going to take us 3 sessions to get back to town.
No.
Oh.
Took us 3 sessions to get back to town, 12 sessions to have a conversation with the mayor, another 8 sessions to get home, 2 sessions to fight the final boss, and then 48 sessions to have our epilogue.
We should be fair to ourselves in that 2 of the sessions in the lab had to be shorties.
Yeah, this
Fair.
is true. Yeah. Alrighty. So, you guys are going to be slowly making your way out. Due to the aforementioned, you have a very large travel group that some of which are not the best at traveling very far. You, or at least very fast, rather. You will be taking a little bit longer to actually get to Kragbluff than a full day, or just a full day. And you guys are just going to slowly make your way down. Hooray. Does anybody have anything that they want to try to discuss or bring up with anyone else?
Not a present.
Hey, Bjorn.
Yeah, what's up?
So Kragbluff seems to be like kind of a religious town, don't you think?
Indeed.
Do you think we can
Right.
get a party started there?
Thinking. Which gods have temples in Kragbluff? Because we really only need one of them.
That's the biggest god that is the forerunner for Kragbluff is the dwarven maker god. You got both. Any one of you that had even religion as a class skill, you didn't even necessarily had to roll for it. Anybody that had it as a class skill recognized the kind of dwarven iconography that was all over that place. Kragbluff was essentially a dwarven religious town. So,
All right, so sorry.
Go ahead.
This is the part where I have to check to make sure I'm not just being racist against dwarves. Would I be wrong in assuming that dwarf religion and ale would go hand in hand?
Yes, they would. Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
I'm not a bad person yet.
Not intentionally, at least.
I mean, it's very much going to be a thing. And funny enough, I'll let you guys in on it right now. Not that your characters would know, but Steelstrike, having heard that you guys are coming back with a pair of dragons and you had everybody rescued, he's planning a party anyway.
Well, shit.
It's just because I have this idea, Bjorn.
Mm-hmm.
Each town we stop in, because we're heading home after this, right? Right.
I do believe
Assumption,
that was
yeah.
the plan, yeah.
Okay. How about every town we hit? So like the Kragbluff, Marquita,
We see how much
whatever
chaos we can unleash.
teleportation town we go to, and then Rydell. We just have parties in all the cities.
I mean,
All right.
we could go. We have to report back to Kragbluff. That's where all the people are going. And
Oh yeah, we go to Kragbluff, then we go to Marquita because we got to talk to the giantess there,
yeah,
I think.
and then from there we can teleport back to Gradiriel,
yep.
and then make our way to Rydell, to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have the greatest party of all.
Now,
Well,
the question is, where in Gradiriel would you guys want to teleport to? Would you teleport straight to Yukiegi? Or would
Yeah, let's just go pop in and say hi, just like dun, 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 dun. Like, oh, hello, goodbye.
Just appear in Locke's house. What the fuck?
We're kidnapping you. No, enjoy.
No! No!
sounds like something's happened. We need your help.
She's like, she points. She's like, elephant, fetch.
I love you
Oh,
all.
yeah.
But no!
Yeah, no, she'd be like, oh yeah, I found this guy.
I mean,
That's a yes, but no.
I think it is a very logical idea. We go to Kragbluff. We leave we let all the people get to Kragbluff, and then we leave from Kragbluff and we go to Morquita, as Silver said, to report to the princess. And then once we're in there, you can teleport from Morquita straight to Yukiegi, and then it's like, "Hi,
Down
Locke.
to-
Here's Cad. How we doing? We're good." And then leave, and then you know.
Oh, so that means when we leave Marquita and we're doing teleport, we should grab donuts. Each of us buys a gold coin worth of donuts. That's like what, a baker's dozen?
Yeah.
And we just leave it with them.
I'm sure Locke's impending diabetes will love that.
This seems like a good plan. Alrighty.
Look, man,
So
if you eat enough donuts, they can't make you go on adventures anymore.
I used to be an adventurer like you.
Then I took a donut to the knee.
Then I took a donut to the gut.
it
rhymes.
It does. Yeah. All right. So, that is the plan then. You're going to get everybody to Kragbluff, and you're going to fall into Steelstrike's party that you guys don't know he's already planning.
In the meanwhile, we'll be planning our own party as we...
You do have to report to him anyway, so...
And so we will find out.
Yeah.
See, what we do is we sell tickets to the real party.
Right, don't go to that guy's lame party. The real shit's gonna be this way.
Like, for 5 gold, I'll tell you where this way is. Sell tickets.
Alright. So, with that in mind, because that is just a lovely idea, you guys are going to have your, you travel out, you take a little less than a day to get to about the middle. It takes you about twice as long, essentially, with the rest of your crew that you're traveling with.
This is taking so long.
Yeah.
If
it is.
only 2 of us could fly and carry a bunch of people on their back. Looks at the 2 dragons.
No, you leave them alone.
So, interesting thing about that, the dragons are, of course, having to keep to the ground because they are currently, grounded, as it were. And as you guys, are starting to make camp, because you're trying to do it, at least this time, at least before a full-on nightfall, especially considering you got a blizzard that's making it kind of crazy to have any kind of light, at least outside of where you are, because Young's is still carrying a weather crystal with her, so you're not getting snowed on, which is nice. Yeah, so you are getting ready to set up camp once again. Luckily, you have that wonderful 10 of fortitude to make making camp for a bunch of people easy. upon you doing that, and before even any kind of checks for a watch, I want everyone to roll perception.
Oh, great. We're gonna die. It's either that or we're gonna get mauled by another dragon.
It's been a while. How do I make a skill check? Okay, here we go. See and smell 22.
14. Oh, God.
13.
28.
And
Sif was just like, my mind is on mead.
and then
It is white. And
I'll do one of these. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. You have slightly more people than that, but any kind of people that would be observant enough to keep an eye out can have those kinds of roles there. So, anyone who is, let's see, lowest roll is a 13 with silver.
yes.
And she is just below the target I was putting it at, so she's the only one that doesn't hear it.
Awesome.
You're too busy thinking of rum.
Yeah.
Mead.
But I will say that you were right anyway, because what it is that everybody is hearing, though it is kind of hard to hear over the sound of the snowstorm all around you, is the sound of large flapping wings.
Immediately looks at our two dragons.
Nope, they're not flying.
Okay.
They would hear it though, although Falcor doesn't. He's annoyed with the fact that he has to walk everywhere. He's the one that rolled the 2.
Jeez.
So, actually, no. Silver's not the lowest. The lowest was actually Falcor at a 4. But anyway, so
Eyes
You
on the
guys-
sky.
you look to the sky. It's kind of hard to see over the. It's like because there is a heavy blizzard, but you guys have this like bubble to shield you from the blizzard itself. It's kind of like driving through heavy rain. You have a huge obscure of anything that is around you that's not like immediately in your bubble.
Hmm.
And eventually you'll hear, and now Silver will hear it, as a large body will
What?
land right outside of your bubble and walk through the bubble itself to be in view of you guys. You will have a much larger copper dragon.
Do we know
Copper
this
dragon.
No, you don't.
one? Hmm.
And
Does he look young?
this copper dragon does not look young. No.
He doesn't look young. Well, not saying like a young dragon, just like an adult dragon that's kind of young-ish.
Oh, are you talking about Rhys or the one that just showed up?
The one that just showed up.
Yeah, the one that just showed up is much older. Is very much adult.
Hey, Skunk. What was that one dragon's name that we were told about?
I have not been as good with my dragon decks as I should be.
Still Skunk.
Almost rumbled. No, I have in here. I have Stega, Aza, Kraus, and we have Rhys and the Mercury dragon that we named Falcor.
Kraus.
Kraus. Yeah. Or
I want to
Kraus.
say it's that one.
Kraus was the Mercury dragon that you heard about from Morkita. However, even as
Mercury,
you
or do you mean copper?
guys, coppers, yeah, copper.
Okay.
And Kraus was the dragon that was talked about to be over the princess in Morkita and was a copper dragon.
And real
And-
quick, just before we proceed, just so I can get this filled in, what was Stega again?
Strega, you don't necessarily know his color right off, but he was the dragon that was over Kragbluff.
Yeah, he's the old man that Silver and Skunk met.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Old crazy old man. Yep.
Yeah.
He's totally just a dwarf. It's fine.
He's just a dwarf. Don't worry about it. Stop asking questions.
Yep, pretty much. So, you guys will see this dragon appear. You take a moment to try to figure out who this dragon could be, and thinking maybe Kraus or some such or other. And in the middle of you doing all of that, Rhys is going to go charging over to this other dragon and Mom, and he'll do the like lion lean up against thing.
Aw.
Ah,
So we
Well,
aren't
that's
in
one.
immediate mortal peril. Okay.
Nope. And having done that, the new dragon will look over all of the people, most of which scattered when a dragon showed up, though they didn't leave the bubble. They just kind of huddle in the corner off to the side. They're like, "Dragon, eek!"
Durgan, out of the way. It's like a semi truck. Do not be in the way.
like, calm down. We know how to handle them.
Yeah.
Because they were dragon whisperers.
I mean, she kind of is. So. Oh, and it should be
All right,
noted,
tiny kobold, go. Diplomacy.
and it should be noted that, theoretically, the only ones who would know that Rhys said "Mom" would have been Silver, Skunk, and Marcus, because Mom was said in Draconic.
Mm.
But everybody saw him sort of lean up against her. So.
All right, your turn to shine, kobold. Go. Diplomacy.
Okay.
It should be noted, Mama Dragon is much bigger than Son, because she's much older.
Oh yeah.
So she could Rhys could practically eat Skunk in one bite. She definitely can.
She can probably eat
Most
cat in one bite.
Cad might be a little trickier, but pretty much anybody else, yeah.
He's chewy from the blubber.
Sure.
Just a little bit of fire, the blubber would melt. He'll be good
He's
to go.
got some extra fiber on him. That's fine.
All right. Well, I guess I have been volunteered.
Yeah, apparently.
So Skunk will spend about 6 seconds casting gibberish at Silver. Then he will draw himself up and, I guess, step forward until he's at like a respectful distance from the two dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And very stiffly, because he's nervous, because he's always nervous when talking to big dragons, he will give it's like when you fold a paper towel in half, he just bends at the waist to bow forward.
Oh, yeah.
Just very stiff because nervy.
Mm-hmm. And Mama Dragon will just sort of look down at you. Don't be nervous, little one. You saved him. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Sorry. Force of habit. All my instincts screaming at me to submit, and you are large.
I am.
May I know your name?
My name is Itty.
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 That is adorable.
Right?
This dragon is itty, but she is not 80. She is not
No,
an
she's
itty
not.
bitty dragon.
Nope. She was like maybe a millennia or two ago.
Right. Skunk will plunk a hand to his chest.
Right. I am Skunk. Over here, we have Silver, we have Gradiriel, we have Bjorn, we have Young, we have Oak, and then we have the refugees.
I see that. Quite a large company you're traveling with.
Kind of happens when you do a jailbreak, yeah.
Which I'm sure everyone is appreciative for. I've been looking for my boy for a while now. I don't know what sort of magic it was that was keeping him so hard to find.
I'm not sure I'm really qualified to talk about that.
Either way, I wanted to thank you in the flesh, because in person doesn't seem accurate.
Well, it was our pleasure, and it was also our job.
And then she will give a nod and sort of look back to your actual adventuring party. And so, did they decide to put you as the leader of the group, even though you're so small?
I was volunteered to do diplomacy against my will.
Well then.
I honestly have no idea what they were expecting of me. You kind of came out of nowhere, and then they put me forward. I'm just improvising.
Well, you're doing a fine job.
Skunk does not believe her, but he does not voice that.
Now, is there anything that I could do for you, or perhaps the rest of your party, to reward you for finding my boy?
Oh, I do have one small thing I could ask, but I'll let everyone else take their turns first.
And I'll turn to like wave at everyone else.
Hey, get up here!
And this
So
is...
wander on up.
Yep. Everyone will, I would assume, wander on up. She will sort of look over the rest of you, and then speak in common for the rest of your benefit. I am Iddy, Rhys's mother, and very grateful for you rescuing him. And as I told your friend, Skunk, was it?
That is what I go by, yes.
Interesting choice, but...
Yeah, I didn't pick it. I just own it.
And I sort of turn slowly to show off the skunk pattern on the back of my cloak.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Regardless, as I told your friend Skunk there, if any of you wish to get any kind of reward for saving my boy, this is your chance to ask for it. If I am able to oblige, I will do so. At which point Oak is kind of like,
Where do you even begin? Like,
Yeah, really.
What do you got?
Well, dragons have very powerful magic, don't they?
Depends on their age.
This is a mom, so probably.
Yep.
I would like to pull up my decanter of ale.
Okay.
And I would like to ask her if she could make the magic in it more powerful or more refined.
Decanter of endless water.
No.
Oh,
Stronger ale, better ale. I want a decanter of endless IPA.
a decanter of endless alcohol, user's choice.
It's like a bag of holding. Whatever you think of as you pour, you get. As long as it's alcoholic. Can't be abused at all.
Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds like something that would get people killed.
I
Actually.
want enough to knock me as flat as possible, but me live. Barely. I mean, you get what you ask for.
Right? That's true. There you go.
So you're going to ask her to make your ale in your decanter more refined.
Yeah, basically, if she could improve the enchantment at all.
Like make the geyser do more damage while also making the beer actually stronger.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to that.
Unfortunately, my style of magic can't necessarily improve enchantments. However, I might know someone who can.
Oh?
So if you were to either pass that to me for me to give to someone else and then have some way to contact you again, I'm sure someone among you can cast communication magic at a distance.
I point at Oak.
Yep.
So, given that, you can speak with a enchanter back in Morkita. He may be able to improve your ale a little bit.
What is this fella's name?
She will give you more eloquently than me because she would actually have the name upon you asking. Von Zun.
Von Zun. Sounds vaguely Russian.
Yeah.
Does
Von
it?
Zun.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with Russian. Not very.
He is a well-known enchanter and a giant in Morkita who should be able to oblige you.
Woo! Well, I will thank.
Just
Thank
tell
you.
him. Just tell him that Edie is providing the payment should he need it.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Once making it back to Morkita, Bjorn's going to get some improved ale if he can just go and find Von Zoom wherever he is. So, having said that, was there anything that Cad would wish to get from Itty? Or that he can think of?
Not really, no.
Oak doesn't really have anything either. Not right off. He's kind of awestruck at this giant dragon that can literally eat any of you in one bite. Because, I mean, Itty here is just a hair bigger, which is saying quite a bit for size discrepancy. But Itty's actually older than Ozza was. So,
Ooh.
she's bigger. And now the other one's going BRB. One paladin left, now the other paladin left.
Trying to think what my third attunement item is. Because I got sword and armor. Don't know if I have another one.
Your shield's not enchanted, is it?
Huh?
Your shield? I don't think your shield was enchanted, was it?
Nope.
Okay. Don't know.
I'm gonna go looking.
Alright. So then we'll leave it to Skunk, I suppose. If Skunk has anything.
Skunk will pull out the weird ass mirror he keeps asking dragons about.
The dragon decks. Hooray!
Well, the dragon decks refers to the dragons we know.
I mean, yeah.
So, there's this thing. I found it in some old ruins down south in Gradiriel. I've been carrying it with me ever since. It's the whole reason I decided to come up north here to Aban in the first place. From all the other dragons we've talked to and asked about it, it seems to be a mirror that is specifically intended for scrying on dragons. But sometimes it blasts the user with electricity, and we're not really sure why yet. I was kind of wondering if you could tell me anything more about it, if you know anything.
And I'll sort of hold it out for Eddie to look at.
So Itty is going to, let's see. She is going to sort of glance down at it, and then there's this moment when she will sort of shimmer, and in the reflecting of like the setting sun, it looks really pretty, and she will shift down to where she's at least a little bit smaller, to where it's easier for her to look at something. Granted, within the context of my world, because of location, copper dragons generally assume the form of giants. So, she's still big.
Fair enough.
But now she at least looks humanoid, and she can hold it in her hand. So she will shift down to a giant and hold it, and then sort of glance at it and take a real long look at it.
We've sort of been able to intuit what it does, but where it came from or who made it, we still don't know.
Very much looks like ancient dragon magic. The craftsmanship was older than I am, even.
Oh, damn.
You said you found it in some ruins in the south?
Yeah, down south in Gradiriel. Couldn't tell you anything about the ruins. They were just some old stones ways outside of a small town called Adernach. Been carrying it around for a while.
It allows you to scry, to see dragons.
I mean, kind of like if we've met a dragon, if the dragon's interacted with it, then we can like say the dragon's name or focus on that dragon to the mirror and we might see them, or it might blast us with electricity. It seems to be 50-50.
And there's this rune carving on the back here as well. Was this rune on the back always there, or did one of the other dragons do something to it?
That's a good question. Dungeon Master, remind me.
Yes, that was basically what it was. When you found it, it was just a silver mirror and it was blank on the back. The moment it started actually being able to do anything concrete, including zapping and going to specific dragons, was when you had Ozza breathe her fire on it, and the rune started to appear on the back of it, and then all your other craziness happened.
Right.
I mean, it always used to show us dragons, but after Ozza blew some fire on it, the runes started appearing, and it got more active in its stuff.
Let's see.
If it helps at all, and I'll reach into my pack and I'll pull out the little white rock that's my arcane focus. I found it alongside this thing, too. Like, they were, like, in the same pile of rubble. And this thing lets me use magic to an extent.
So an ancient magic focus, then.
Yeah, something like that. it's not like warlock stuff. I've asked some people about it, and it's all coming from me. This thing just brings it out.
Very interesting. Well, I suppose I could try to breathe on it, or maybe one of the others, and we'll see if that helps it any. I might have to look into this more. See if some of the ancient texts can give me any kind of insight.
I mean, if you learn anything and can tell me, I'd appreciate it. I've been trying to figure out what this thing is for a while.
Given your friend who's wanting the better enchantment to his decanter, you're going to be traveling to Morkita anyway.
Probably. You know, it's weird. I'm not even really sure why I want to find out what that thing is so badly. I just found it in a pile of rocks.
Let's see what happens if we give it another go, then. Hey, Rhys, do you have enough magic to use your breath? Use your acid breath? Yeah.
Silver shudders. Oh wait, no, it was the poison one. Never mind.
It did deal poison damage. It was his breath that hit you.
Oh, wait, what? No, she got hit by 2 of them? No.
Oh, right. The breath weapon that you got hit with was Falcor's poison breath, as opposed to the acid breath.
Yeah, but there was also another one where she, like, kind of shrugged it off at first.
That was a slow breath, which was actually his initially. His being Rhys's. Rhys, a copper dragon can do an acid breath and a slowing breath. So, anyway. So, Rhys is like, I mean, yeah, I think so. I don't know if my acid would, like, melt that thing, though. Nah, it's just... Itty has no qualms with that. It's like, it's ancient dragon magic. It'll be fine. And maybe maybe our abilities will do something to it. And...
Maybe.
She'll hand it back off to, you, Skunk, and Rhys will sort of pad on over. It's weird. It's very weird for him to have to walk to get to places, have his magic and his stuff on his wings be a little screwy, so he kind of moves forward a bit like a dog would, because it's in the snow. Then I guess you'll set it on the ground somewhere nearby, and he can do his thing.
I'll set it on the ground and then sort of back away quickly, saying to anyone else nearby,
Okay, give it some space. Don't want to get caught in the blast zone.
Yep. And he will then breathe out his acid breath. It instantly melts the snow that's in and around where the thing is. It just sizzles on through it and the snow's gone. Just instant evaporate, just whoosh. And then you will have a sort of like a crackling sound and a sort of almost a blue tinted shimmer. And you have a slightly more fine-tuned rune on the back of it.
Nice.
It almost looks like draconic. Now that I'm assuming you're going to go and pick it back up again.
I mean, are both the dragons going to breathe on it, or just the one?
Initially it was just Rhys, although Mercury could, or the Mercury dragon could too. Which at that.
Well, I also meant Iddy.
Yeah, I know. All three of them could really.
Yeah, all right, fuck it, do it.
So,
what happens?
Let's see.
What happens if an elephant man pretends to be a dragon and breathes a breath on?
It'll smell.
I smell an advantage. Sorry, go ahead.
Sure. I can understand why that's the thing that you decided you may want, Silver. I hadn't heard of that, but now one of the items that you listed as something potentially get.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 3 things. Basically, she's going to be like, hey, maybe you can give me something to help improve my abilities.
Yeah. Okay. We'll let you ask those questions in just a second. And it's this moment where Rhys sort of looks at Falcor, as you've dubbed him, and he sort of grumbles about it, and then, fine. And he will do the same thing, and he will breathe on it again. And his breath is very much the poison breath. Very green, clouded smoke and all this. Another electrical zap. And a shimmer. And what do we have? What?
Benoy.
It's adorable.
It's adorable.
It is.
Benoy.
Can't decide if I like its ears or its eye better.
I like the eye. The eye is what makes it so cute because it's just looking right at you. Oh,
I really like the floof. It's very floofy.
Yes.
Anyway.
Looks like a jelly bean with
Apparently-
fur stuck to it.
Apparently, people think that they're dogs.
really?
I mean,
Well,
sure.
if you saw this one from behind, I could see that. The face is definitely not a dog, but
Well, yeah.
a side profile, I could see the mistake.
Sure.
There we
He's
go.
so fluffy.
Anywho,
So fluffy.
so the mirror will shimmer and sparkle and crackle again. And then when you found it amongst the rocks, it was generally sort of silver and just basic metal in color, right?
Yeah.
It's now going to shimmer and change over and be a almost it's not really bright, but it's sort of a faded cobalt blue.
Ooh.
So it is going to change color, making the rune on the back of it way more pronounced because the rune is in like dark, a darker glyph kind of style.
Is
And
it
that
legible yet?
Huh? It does look a little bit more legible, although it still looks off. But now it's not off because you're like missing pieces. It now looks more off because it looks like perhaps a more ancient dragon dialect,
Ooh.
rather than being the more common dialects and dragons languages you guys would know.
So, like, the glyph is complete, but it's in a language none of us can read.
Right. It's in a language and looks draconic, but it looks like perhaps old draconic. It'd be like somebody trying to read the like cursive writing and weird spelling choices of like old Shakespeare or something.
Makes sense.
Wait, what language is it?
It's the rune that was sort of faded and wasn't fully pronounced enough to be able to read that was on the back of the mirror. It is now full. The mirror has changed color. It's now blue instead of silver. And you can tell that the glyph is full and correct, but it looks too old to be recognizable. Yeah, like that.
Like
It's
that cursive there.
it's a different language. Like, it's an older dialect of the language.
Yes.
So, like, none of the language that any of us know.
Nope.
I will look it over for a second.
Kind of looks like draconic, but I can't make heads or tails of it.
Eh, and I'll like hold it up at Eddie like a little kid showing off their teddy bear.
Mama, look. His name is Fluffy.
So she will take it and she'll look it over for a minute, and then I am going to roll a thing. Can you figure it out, Eddie? Sure. Now that it's fully pronounced, it's easier for her to sort of read, and then she will. Interesting. The glyph will essentially read as window. It's draconic for window, but like ancient draconic for window.
Huh.
And I will tell you now, as DM to you, so that you are now more aware. Your mirror has now been effectively awakened. In the context of like an item can be awakened.
I'm not familiar with that system.
well, in ancient relics and artifacts and things in like Critical Role, they had multiple forms and crap. At least that's what I was basing it off of, anyway.
So basically, he can use it without getting shocked.
Precisely. Now, at this point, mechanically speaking, as long as you know specifically the dragon that you are looking for and can picture them in your mind and use Scry as per normal, this will allow you to cast Scry on any dragon that you know. As long as you've actually met them before. And if you haven't met them before, it could still work. But it might zap you, but it'd be a lot less likely.
Nice.
Before, I was giving it a percentage chance that was...
like 50-50?
Not really 50-50, but the idea was if you were searching for an unknown dragon, like a dragon you'd never met, you had a 30% chance to actually find it, otherwise you're zapped. Now, that chance for a completely unknown dragon is 50-50.
Okay.
But if you're told a description of the dragon, it's...
Or if I maybe know its name?
Or if you know its name, you have a description, you have some degree of knowing of it, it's an 80% chance to find it and see them without getting zapped.
And if
then,
I've met them, it's 100%.
Bingo. If it's 100, if you've actually met them and spoke with them, you're not going to get zapped at all.
Nice.
Yep. And it's just a handy little mirror that happens to be cobalt blue and pretty. Now.
Indeed.
Yes. Still not quite sure where it comes from, but Itty will, now having seen it and realizing it has like actual ancient text on the back of it, she will sort of look it over, detail that it means window, and then I haven't seen text like that since I was a whelp. Good grief.
It says made in Taiwan.
No.
So this is some really old magic then.
Indeed. Interesting. I might have to look into it, see if I can figure out why it wound up in a place like that.
I would very much appreciate knowing what this thing is. First it was just an idle curiosity, but now I'm really invested.
All right. Is there anything else among you that you wish to look into? Anyone else of your group that wants a reward for finding my boy? And
What kind of rewards is she able to do?
Effectively anything monetary or perhaps even something more. If you could theoretically see someone being able to pay for it or find it, she could probably do it because she has her vault of riches and relics and things back in her treasure cave that you guys don't know where it is.
Unlimited source of haste.
I mean,
Cod piece of haste.
No, there's someone has the book of haste, not a book of haste. Boots of swiftness.
Or boots of swiftness, yeah. I think you initially gave those to Young, maybe.
It's either Young or Oak that has it. Yeah. So I know Young has the health amulet.
Yeah, you gave Young the health
dragon
and the belt,
and she has the dragon hide belt.
Yeah. So, boots of swiftness could be passed to, or a more, various forms of magic equipment could easily be given to Cad if he wants to have more access to haste. Especially considering that Silver's probably going to get some sort of magic item too.
Maybe. She doesn't know.
Mm-hmm. So, Cad could easily ask for boots of running really fast. Mm-hmm.
With extra attacks.
I mean, haste does that anyway. So, Cad just wants to turn into a pinball. It's fine.
Yes.
Yes.
The Space Cadet game from Windows XP.
Yep.
Yes, that one.
All right. And then
I remember that. It's not on Windows anymore, is it? Not unless you go download it. It doesn't come native to the machine, at least.
It's so much easier to get and download games that they don't want to pre-install anything that's not like Solitaire or Minesweeper. Anyway, so while it will take some time, and probably by the time you get back to Morkita and speaking with Iddy again, Cad could potentially get a boost of running really fast if we can find one available in the standard books that fits more for what you want. But we will see. Or he could get a boost of swiftness from Oak if those would amount to what you need as well. But we can figure that out. And then we have Silver. Silver going to ask for some sort of magic item.
Is there anything that can help me improve my abilities? She'll
Right.
just smile.
Is Silver asking her that?
Yeah, just like I don't know. Is there something that can help me, like, magic pew pew, do more magic-y things, or hit something harder, or be a lot more charming? I don't know. Just something.
Let's see here. Interesting. Well.
Boots of kicking indoors.
I mean, that would be
Boots
fair.
of fuck you, Tinges.
Well, you appear to be a warrior of sorts. What sort of...
Yeah, a paladin. She
Right.
does like the little finger guns.
Skunk is going to face palm.
I feel like...
I may or may not have snuck into Bjorn's ale flask already.
How dare you?
I
I'm
trust.
joking. I didn't. I would have asked.
Damn right.
Okay. Well, it may have been not Silver that snuck into the ale, but maybe Sam. But, alright. Well, I can look into the possible magics and things that could help a paladin of... She sort of looks over your get up. You sort of emblazon helm on your gear somewhere, don't you?
Shield.
Right. I knew it was something like that.
I can't remember whether or not it was actually the cape or shield. It was the shield.
Yeah. Either way, it's emblazoned enough on there that she could see it.
Yes.
Well, I don't necessarily have the ability to carry anything with me to give you as treasures, but, like with the rest of your friends, should you come to Morkita and have some sort of messenger call me when you've arrived, then I can perhaps find something that'll help a paladin of, sort of tilts her head looking at you more pointedly. Helm, correct?
Well, that's our next stop up to Kragbluff. Did we tell her that?
They did, yeah.
I wasn't paying attention because I was thinking.
Uh-huh. But yes, once you stop into Morkita, let me know that you've arrived. Go out the northern exit of town, and I will come down to meet you and perhaps bring you actual treasures from my hoard if I have them, or at least be able to tell you where to go to that you can find them.
Huh?
Basically, she's going to give you access to finding the magic items that you want, but you have to get to Morkita first.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. And then she's going to be able to give... I'm going to do a roll for it, but she's going to either be able to give directly the magic items of... that could potentially help Silver with her abilities. And she's going to be able to find some way to get boots of haste or boots of running really fast for Cad. And then she can do... Von Zun can improve the Flask of Ale. And yeah. Anyone have any idea for the NPCs? Because I have no clue. I can figure that out later. But they could probably ask for something too. Because you guys are getting decked out with magic stuff. They should be too. It's only comparatively fair. Despite the fact that I always forget to play them properly.
They write their request down on a slip of paper and hand it to her. She nods and says, "I'll see what I can do."
Sure. Yes. And we'll figure that out from there. I'm kind of the three that you gave me, Sam.
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling the. I might do a roll for it, but I'm sort of leaning towards the amulet over the other two. But anyway, what's the dots? Why dots?
Cool.
Potentially, everybody is going to get some degree of magic items when they make it back to Morkita. Hooray!
Indeed.
You might have some really fancy magic items when you go and fight a boss you're totally not going to fight. Anyway, so she will sort of be glancing over the rest of the crowd, who most of the actual people, once it's clear that she's not any kind of a threat, in particular, the little blue kid that Bjorn found, he immediately tries to run up to greet Dragon, who's now a giant instead, and his mother tries to stop him from running off, but he does it anyway. And
Oh, look, a fearless hero in the making.
mm-hmm.
We'll run up to any dragon, no fear.
So, and she just sort of smiles at him, and then she'll glance back over to Rhys and Falcor, and, well, considering that the two of you are not capable of flying right now, I take it that you're too fatigued and need more of a rest, or perhaps some form of restoration to actually give you the ability to fly again. And this is where it's presented that you guys could actually continue traveling with the dragons, or maybe Oak can do lesser restoration on both of them, and then they have the ability to fly again. Because nobody tried that. I think, unless you guys want to actually go into Kragbluff with a pair of dragons, which would be funny.
You're like, we've made friends. Know us by our name. We are famous.
Even though you don't.
We're going to be written in the history books as the idiots that brought dragons into town.
Well, for the most part, most people wouldn't be absolutely terrified, considering that dragons are usually running most of the towns, but,
Not a lot of people knew that, but
true.
but they know they exist.
Yeah, either way, I think it makes more sense for Oak to just do lesser restoration now that he can, and then the two can fly, which, immediately given the ability to fly again, Falcor's just like, I'm out, you.
Bye!
Bye. You're
And-
welcome.
Safe travels.
And
Whoever you are.
he actually will fly, like, off the map that way. West. He just goes due west along the mountaintops and just, yoof, that way.
No. It's not west. It's called Sungchug.
Sure. I thought
When
we
you'd
had-
only look at the compass for that.
Yes. And then Rhys will get his ability to fly. He'll sort of float up and then land back down and then go back to Silver and the rest of the group and be very thankful once again. And he'll just give a bow of respect to the heroes that saved him. Hooray! And then sort of looks at Silver and is like, sorry, I almost killed you.
Nope, I almost killed myself. It's fine.
Sort of tilts his head at you and then... Okay.
Look, I was the one throwing the fireballs, and I happened to be in the same room as him. I didn't question the size of the room. I just saw he irritated the fuck out of me, so I just went kaboom. Multiple times.
Fitting. Yeah. I did see most of those explosions. Or at least hear them.
I got
Yeah.
caught in one of them.
Yeah, not fun.
She just does like a thumbs up. Yeah.
All right.
I'm a danger to myself.
Hey, she admits it.
He doesn't actually say that, obviously.
All right. So, and with that, Iddy and Rhys will make their leave and fly away, and they'll go sort of in this general direction. And now you have the rest of the people and the rest of camp to make, and watches to do during the night after that insanity.
Woo.
So, typical first watch was usually what? Skunk and Bjorn, I believe.
That sounds
At least-
yeah.
What
So
is
that-
that?
Already.
Okay. Anyway.
21, my minimum.
15, pretty solid for me.
Yeah, pretty solid for you. So yeah, you guys will. Everyone will bed down for the night once again. You two will actually see Marcus once more, the one who was ready and rearing to go to leave before. He's choosing to be assistants in the group watch with you guys, though he sees less than Bjorn does. And he's just sort of sitting out where you guys are. He's not really going to say anything, but he's just there. And then Skunk, with your high minimum perception of 21, you will pick up on it, because he's doing it in such a soft whisper of a mumble that Bjorn's not able to hear it, because he moved off from where you guys were actually doing your watches. He's a little ways away from the tent itself. Not far enough away to get out of the bubble, but far enough away that he's just, like, not disturbing you guys. And you will hear from him what appears to be, it's almost akin to, at first you think he's just mumbling, and then you realize he's actually singing, though not in tune at all. But he's humming or singing some form of a lullaby that's on his brain, on his mind. And you can't really get the specifics of the lyrics themselves. But it sounds like, effectively, it sounds like a nursery rhyme in Draconic. And he's just sort of mumbling, humming that to himself off in the corner, away from you guys.
I will sneak slightly closer so I can listen better, because now I'm curious. That's a 31 for stealth.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not going to notice you at all. Like, from Bjorn's perspective, Skunk just like, and disappears. Like, where did he go? And now Marcus isn't really worried about it too much. He's just focusing on what he was doing. He's actually sort of got a tree branch, and he's just sort of making little doodles in the snow as he's sort of humming this. And as you get closer, you realize it's basically akin to something like a full-on nursery rhyme style Draconic piece. It's like telling the story of a dragon on a hill, basically, and like people were going out and giving offerings. It's a nursery rhyme cautionary tale about knowing what you're
Don't
doing.
overfeed the dragon.
Basically, yeah. Don't feed the dragon, essentially. And in typical nursery rhyme fashion, now that you're hearing it closer, you realize it's one of those, like, if you listen to it long enough, you realize nursery rhymes are kind of dark. And it's just a cautionary tale of being careful around dragons. And he's just sort of humming it and making doodles in the snow. He has not noticed you at all. I'm not even going to bother to roll. His perception's +3.
Hey, there's still a 5% chance he might roll a critical success.
Wouldn't matter. Crits don't matter in skill checks.
All right.
I mean, they
Well.
can, but for a roll like that, no.
Fair enough. All right. Well, are the doodles of anything, or are they just random squiggles?
Random squiggles. They
Then
kind
I will
of,
leave him to it.
yeah, they kind of look like they could pass for a person, but yeah, it's like somebody drawing stick figures of people in the snow.
Then I will leave him to it.
Yep.
I will return to my spot and resume my watch.
As you just reappear and like one's like, oh, there he is.
It's like,
And back, what I miss?
There was a great battle. Where were you?
Like 5 feet that way?
Jesus.
Who's that?
We'll just say that Jesus is the name of the deity for Bjorn that we never decided on. But anyway,
This is a deity of festivals.
probably not. But I mean,
Jesus, the god of cheese, wine, and parties.
sure.
No. If we're gonna pull a god from actual real life, whatever, then we're gonna go with Dionysus.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know anything about Dionysus.
I thought it was
That's
Dionysus.
what
He's
you-
basically all the things you just listed off.
Yep,
Cheese, wine, and parties. Gotcha.
pretty much. Greek.
revelry, and among other things that you can't remember the next day after.
Yep,
Those two.
yep. So anyway, and you guys will pretty much not have much anything else noticed at your watch. And then second watch is an oak and a cad. So perception check there, cad.
Working on it.
Well then.
Why bother?
Hey, your Oak could have noticed Skunk when he wandered off. But yeah, not really of note. Though the two of you will also see Marcus off to the side of a tree. Though it looks like he seems to be dozing off to fall asleep. Because he took first watch, but or whatever, he was on first watch, so to speak, and he actually out there just thinking to himself, and on your watch, the two of you will notice that he just sort of falls asleep in the snow. He doesn't even wander back up to the tent. At least it's not a blizzard. It's just probably really cold where he is because he's kind of away from the fire.
Who is it that fell asleep?
Marcus, the prisoner that tried to zap you with lightning.
So he's just asleep.
Yeah, he's just asleep out in the middle of the snow next to, like, not necessarily a tree, but maybe like a stone or something that he can sort of be leaning against.
In the snow, hyperthermia.
Possibly.
Possibly, yeah. If he was left there, yeah.
And what race is he, or how big is he?
He is a human.
And he's asleep.
Mm-hmm.
He could
So-
be carefully picked up and tucked in the tent somewhere.
Yeah, that is very reasonable, yes.
Yeah, hyperthermia kind of bad, so I'm going to attempt to very carefully move him like a little baby and put him in the tent.
Yep, fair enough. Easy enough for you to do. I mean, you have, deadlift like 600 pounds? Something
500.
like that. It's at least 300, if not more.
540.
There you go. Yep. I knew it was something huge. Because it is strength. The dead weight lift is strength score times 15 in pounds, and then because you're a Loxodon, doubled. Yeah. So you can definitely pick them up easily, without any problem at all. You can pick up literally anybody without any problem at all. Well, anybody in the group anyway. So
I don't know. It might be tricky to pick up Silver
if she was unconscious, it would probably be easier.
until the consciousness returns.
Yes. At which point she'd be like, "I'm gonna smack you, kapop." But who knows? Anywho, So you will return him to the tent where he's nice and warm instead of potential hypothermia. Yeah, there you are. That is all the kind of significance that you guys have on your watch. You see a Marcus that decided to take first watch and then passed out in the snow. But he was apparently more tired than he realized he was. And then Young and Silver, hooray.
Woo! This won't be poorly. Yep.
3.
Have we established that the ladies don't see crap?
Young's a little bit more aware.
Yeah.
You don't see crap because your sight is crap.
Pretty much, yeah.
Silver needs glasses.
Silver needs glasses.
So, yeah. Young will sort of check in with the people that are asleep in the tent and sort of be keeping an eye out. And then, well, I take it from you wanting a party earlier, you're feeling better, maybe.
A bit.
Just wanting a distraction, I guess.
Yes.
I want, with everything that went on back there with the lab and everything, I just sort of feel like we haven't really sat and talked any. And considering, we spent like a month together while you were helping your temple, I felt like we should be able to talk about things. And then with everything that happened with the ambush and the argument with Skunk and you got all closed off and then, yeah. I just want to make sure you're...
I'm just trying to get back in the groove of being in a group.
It bothers me whenever I feel like somebody who I'm close to can't tell me something, or feels like they can't tell me something. I dealt with that kind of a lot back when I was younger. So
it's not that I'm going to refuse to tell you. It's just I need to figure out what's wrong first to talk about it.
Yeah, I get that. Sorry if I seemed like too pushy or too nosy or anything like that.
Wait, what?
She had been trying to get out of you what you felt was wrong, and since Silver hadn't figured it out yet, she didn't say anything. So, Young had felt kind of as it was a communication hiccup in that you weren't sure how to talk about it, so you weren't saying anything. And Young thought that you weren't saying anything because you didn't want to talk about it to her. Not because you hadn't figured it out, but because you didn't want to tell her. So,
I didn't know what to say. Okay.
Yeah. But, just know that I'm willing to listen to you and discuss things, even if you haven't necessarily figured it out. Maybe I can help you figure it.
I know.
You don't? I know you
I should
kind
probably actually get better at doing that too.
Yeah. Maybe one of the magic things to help you could help you talk. Who knows?
Ooh.
Yeah, it would just be like a little... I am like 50% sure whether or not I want to ask you to elaborate.
Silver tongue.
I know, but with what just happened so far in the campaign, I don't know if I should. Of why.
I mean, doesn't Silver actually have the spell Silver Tongue? Or no? That was your rogue had that ability way back when, right?
Yeah, the rogue had it.
Mm-hmm. She was good at talking to people, just mostly BS.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
No, she doesn't need a silver tongue.
No.
Just get her like a little mood ring that shows what her mood is. And it's like, oh, it's red, she's angry. Don't talk to her.
It's like a magic 8-ball, and no matter how you shake it, it always says no, except that one time that it's like, okay.
It's like a 20-sided die in those things, and it's badly weighted.
Yep. And I think seeing that there's not really anything going on as far as out and about with the camp and whatnot, and then having that bit of a talk, Yang will then, well, you sort of remember how things went with, because back when we were in Rydell, you sort of learned a little bit about it. How my actual birth parents were never really around. Sort of.
Wait, what? Sorry.
You back when we were doing the bit when Yang and Silver were gone for a month as the rest of the party were doing their thing. So Silver had learned a little bit about Yang's backstory and how her father was essentially a part of a criminal ring and all this. And,
right.
Yeah. So they were never really around and leaving her to fend for herself on the streets. And having said that, and you knowing that, Yang then follows it up with, they never really told me anything. So now I sort of have a tendency to default that when people don't talk to me, they just don't want to tell me anything. And I'm sorry that sort of came up with when you couldn't figure things out.
I'm sorry.
Me too. And she will give hug. Right.
Hmm.
Yay, Young and Silver hug. Hooray.
Woo.
And then the rest of the people will wake up for the rest of the day, and you guys can continue your trek to Kragbluff. Hooray!
Yay!
3 days later.
No. Shush.
Oh, wait, it's only 2 days now.
So, you will make it to Kragbluff, which I technically don't have a map for because I didn't bother to make one, at least not for the town itself, but that's fine. And you guys will lead everybody inside. There were a group that was essentially, they were initially had been expecting dragons because Oak did tell them that, but in the beginning, as you started to make your trek onwards to town this morning, he sent another message to Steelstrike saying, yeah, the dragons went off, so we don't actually have them with us. So that's okay. And then you guys will make your way back into Kragbluff and back towards Steelstrike's home. And yeah, he is most definitely got some degree of a party already ready for you guys.
Oh, damn. Excuse me.
And apparently
they read our minds somehow.
Yeah. Well, no, he was planning one anyway, so.
Oh.
I mean, there's a reason that I was so quick to be like, when David was like, would a dwarf paladin enjoy parties? I was so quick to answer that because I was already under the impression that, yes, he would. He's already planning one. So, he will give you guys a chance to partake of good food. He will welcome all of you in, and you guys will have a nice moment to really try to relax and enjoy the fact that you had a successful mission. And how about David? Roll me 3d8s.
3d8, huh?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
6.
Hey.
Well,
1, 2, 3.
Funny.
Bjorn ends up on a roof somewhere.
Yes. So, he is going to give you, actually, let's do it this way. He did the 8s. Sam, roll me 2d6s.
2 and 5.
Nice. So he will reward you guys for your successful mission with the following. Bip.
Ooh. Now, what about that bounty for Noro?
No. Bounty
Zoro?
Bounty for Ludan, who was the baddie you killed.
For what?
the bounty that you were going for was for
The dude up there, but there was also another one when we brought the dude that decided he
Norvid.
couldn't die.
Yeah, you brought Norvid in.
Yeah, Norvid.
Yeah. That we will say. Woo! Good grief. Okay. Well. Bounty for Mr. Dude who's been known to cause all sorts of a ruckus. Sure that. We're near the end of the game. It doesn't matter. We're near the end of the game. It doesn't much matter.
So we each add that to our character sheet, right?
No, you got to split it.
That's total group. So
Math.
the 8,600 gold. It's 78 platinum pieces total.
And Young and Oak decide to bow out of splitting it. So
How many party members are there?
We could pool it
6.
and see about buying our own fortress.
I mean, if we were to divide it 6 ways, it would be 1,433 gold, 0.3 repeating.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll donate the 3 repeating.
That
Donate
can be Young and Oak's share.
If it were divided by 5, it would probably come out to 1,720.
Now,
If it were split between 5 people instead of 6.
Now, I will say, you guys, at least 2 of you, were intending to give some of this money to the refugees that you rescued to help them get back on their feet.
Right.
Yes.
Who promised such a thing?
I think it was like Skunk and Bjorn.
I think specifically
Yeah.
Skunk and Bjorn were the ones that had initially promised that.
So give the 0.3 repeating to them. That helps them out. Since it's repeating, it's indefinite help.
No. You see, that's 2 of the 6 party members not accept just giving up their share of the bounty. So that means it would then be divided 4 ways. And well, actually, no. Hold on. I'm a dumbass. I'm a fool. Ignore me.
1/3 of it would go to the people.
Right. Hold on a second.
Solve the math before the kids at home do.
No. No, I cannot.
The kids
It's
practice.
The problem
It's
is that it keeps
practical
giving me
wisdom.
repeating numbers. I hate that. It's
I mean, it's going to do that. So
like,
you can just drop the repeating and just use the base number and say that the repeating went to them as well.
2,860 is like what we're giving to the people, or we could just round it down to 2,600 to make it easy numbers.
Yes. Which split the multiple different ways that it would take to account for the multiple people that you are saving is going to be plenty enough for each one of them to be able to get back on their feet.
So if it's 2,600 donation and that was from 2 of our 6 people, does that mean the other 4 people get 1,300?
Yes, sure.
So everyone except Skunk and Bjorn gets 1,300 gold. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
I'll take it.
I'm
It's-
not
it-
broke.
It's some napkin math, but it checks out. It'll do. The numbers are big.
I chose not to verify.
I got 1,500
No,
instead of
was
1,300,
that-
but fuck it.
Was that 70 platinum transferred into gold and then added?
I did not touch the platinum yet.
We should touch the platinum.
Because that's like 700 additional gold, right?
Effectively.
All right,
Technically,
math
yes,
happening.
but I rather it stay platinum.
8,600 plus 700.
If you divide it by 5, then it comes out to 14 for
Hey,
fifths.
If you don't ignore the 70 platinum, then you get 9,300 gold. Divided by 6 is an even 1,550. So we donate 3,100, and everyone else pockets 1,550.
Okay,
Worked out
that's
perfect math. No
okay.
Okay,
All right,
we'll do that
Okay.
then.
We'll do it that way.
Another one of my weird skills.
Yeah, that's fine. I
Alrighty.
have an extensive list here that I just did up. All the different games I have to pull music from when I make just a generic D&D 5th edition watch together room.
Mhm.
For music playlists, it's like Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, Neverwinter Nights 1 and 2, Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, Tyranny, both the Icewind Dale games, all 3 Baldur's Gate games, Octopath Traveler, Dragon Age 1, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, and both Pathfinder games. There are more I could add, but I don't want to. Because it's already a lot.
Good enough. All right, then. So, Having done that, you guys are welcome to have a party completely for free supplied to you by Steelstrike and his crew, who's mostly appears to be other soldiers and whatnot, and his servants. You will also effectively meet his wife, who Skunk heard briefly when y'all were leaving before, because he had high enough perception.
I do not recall this, but I will take your word for it.
It was way back when. There was a name that was said back then. I don't quite remember what it was. I'll have to go back in the session to look for it, but it's fine. So, you have food, you have ale, mead, even quote-unquote water, should you wish to have it.
Yes.
I mean, Morkita had it in droves to just give to people for free, so Kragbluff's got it.
During the events of this party, is there by chance an eating contest? Not a drinking contest, an eating one. Specifically for, like, meats.
I mean, there could be. There's plenty of food for that.
If there is, Skunk decides he wants to treat himself because he's had a very stressful week, and he will participate.
Alright.
Tempting.
Who else wants to be a part of the eating contest?
So I do
Bjorn
an
will
eating
do it.
contest with one hand and a drinking contest with the other.
I mean, you could. There's probably
So
going to
who-
be a drinking contest, too. It
Well,
effectively,
Bjorn's all gonna be all.
it effectively amounts to the same kind of thing, So, I imagine then that Skunk is going to be partaking in a eating contest, and Bjorn decides to join in as well.
Sure, why not? I'll join in.
Okay?
Hey, we got Silver.
We got
Got
Silver.
the Paladins.
Is Cad going to join in the eating contest?
That was what I was inferring, yes.
Okay. So all four primary party members are actually in the eating contest together. Woo!
Woohoo!
And if I eat enough, then that gives me like a temporary +5 to my con score,
No.
which is how I'm going to win the drinking contest after.
No.
I mean, what I would do if I wanted to be really tricky, I would say eat enough, but not too much, and then you could get potentially some degree of like temporary hit points. But if you get those temporary hit points before you go to the drinking contest, those temporary hit points then become a penalty to your con score for the drinking contest.
Oh.
That even makes sense.
Your stomach's full.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
extra
Yeah.
cushioning, but now there's no room.
Yep.
See, instead of my blood absorbing the alcohol, the bread does. You see?
But see, it's not a bread eating contest, it's a meat eating contest. So,
Because otherwise the kobold can't compete. And that's racist.
I mean, there's gonna be a freaking, like, venison bone thing that's huge.
We're basically just like seeing who can polish off the most ribs in like 5 minutes is what I'm guessing.
Pretty much. Alright. I think Oak is going to, why not? Oak and Yang will join in too, at least for the eating contest part. Oak probably won't do the
Full house. Full
Full
fucking house.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's just make fool of ourselves.
Alright.
We've had a bad day. We can afford to make fools of ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so, what we'll do to make this easy is, no.
I lick a finger and hold it to the air and I nod knowingly. This will end well.
Yeah.
The
Alright,
question becomes, who will it end well for? That I don't know.
He turns to you and nods.
so what we will do...
That doesn't answer my question.
Exactly.
So what we'll do then is we'll make this easy for the math and for the stats and whatever, and we will say a full group Constitution save. Silver and or Bjorn can choose, should they want to drop their bonuses if they want to.
Oh, what? Shared bonuses to everyone?
I mean, you guys are going to be close together, so theoretically, unless you decide to consciously drop your aura or like subdue it, the two of you are going to be potentially helping your quote unquote opponents. So you could choose to consciously drop on one, none, or some of the people around you.
Let's keep it fair.
Yeah. So
No funny
It
business.
wouldn't be a very nice thing to not help your friends.
I think Silver would actually share her bonus of +5.
all right then.
Okay.
Cool. Then everybody's got a flat +5 to their con as well. So it effectively, because it's a what is it? It is a blanket cover, so it's not really going to affect the actual results none. Because what's going to happen is whoever gets the lowest roll is gonna drop out first, because that makes it easy.
Alright.
So full
We're
group,
basically just rolling to see who comes in what place.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Constitution save for the whole group. Go.
10. Oh, goody.
21.
Skunk is humiliated. This is like his thing, and he loses spectacularly.
Poor form, my guy.
The thing is, he's little. He has a smaller stomach.
It does kind of make sense. Yeah.
I have a bigger stomach.
Well, he's not the first one to drop, though.
No, I'm just the second.
No. What the way that I would do it?
Wait, is that Oak?
Yeah.
Just
So
throwing up in the corner now.
what I was actually going to do is I was going to make it individual rounds
Ah.
rather than just all at once. Because that at least makes it more
Okay.
fun statistically.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's just Oak that drops out first. So con saves again, everybody. Go.
The skunk is, of course, doing the thing as he's eating. Just a snarly thing.
31.
11.
Ah.
Well,
So that 4 is a 9.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah, you get a little ahead of yourself. You probably go through the food faster, but then it's like, oh wait, I have a smaller stomach than all of my friends. Now,
Oh yeah, I need to chew and breathe.
Yeah, it, I get it. Like I accidentally chew off a bit of bone and it gets stuck in my esophagus.
terrifying.
Again, I have to hack it up a little bit. Just this little cube of bone and marrow just goes scattering across the table. And now Skunk has a sore throat and can't eat anymore, so he dejectedly bows out. Just
Yep.
rough full day.
All right. So down to
We'll go and swallow snow to soothe his poor throat by numbing it.
con saves again. Roar.
Ooh.
Yep. Well then.
Oh,
Well, bye, Young.
Ew.
Oh, cat.
God. Fuck.
Doesn't matter, I survived the round.
I will point out what's great is because of the bonus from Silver's +5 makes Cad's nat 1 the same as what Bjorn just rolled.
Mm.
Granted, Bjorn's technically a 21 because of the +5, but so yeah, Young's out. Down to the elephant and the paladins. Go.
We can do it, Bjorn. We can take him down.
I have faith in our powers.
I think the secret is to roll last. I'm testing my
I think we got this.
31.
Fuck.
Yep. Your +5 is gone. No.
I mean, if you want the +5 to be gone from Silver being unconscious.
Well, no, she's not unconscious. She's just like, okay, I can't eat anymore.
Yep.
All
And
right.
she'll, like, move away.
All right. So,
Okay.
and now one more. Bjorn and Cad. And this one you roll exact same. Boom. Bjorn's got it.
But I'm lucky. Do I have a
Oh.
I mean,
You
you
son of a
could.
bitch.
lucky 28?
God damn it.
He powers
So
through the
Gradiriel
last
and-
fight.
I was about to lose it all. I felt it coming back up. I belched. Everything's processing nicely. Nom, nom, nom.
Jeez.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I like that ending. That's pretty good. That's funny.
Oh no!
Look at the size of the maggots on that meat.
Alright. I'm okay with this. This is good. This is good. Alright. So, now, having followed through with an eating contest, do any of you feel like doing a drinking contest?
Yes.
Yep, 100%. Bring on some hard shit.
Skunk will
Personal
passively spectate and cheer on.
Mm-hmm.
What if we could find him some banana rum?
Okay, so you see, that's a Kraven. Not a kobold. We have established that Skunk does not like alcohol.
I don't know, man.
What if it was fermented meat?
Ew.
How would you do that? I don't think you can do that.
Bacon flavored vodka.
Is that a thing?
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
I don't think I want Skunk to have that.
Yeah, no.
Respect the boy's wishes. He doesn't want to imbibe. He will spectate and provide moral support by way of cheering and bongos.
Works for me.
You're a designated driver then.
Sure, yeah. We don't have a car, but I'll be your Desi.
As it goes, Oak, being as he failed so spectacularly and early on in the food competition, Oak is actually not going to be a part of the drinking contest, and therefore,
For shame.
however, with the little kobold going on to the bongos, he's going to cheer on as well. He is a bard. He's going to cheer on as well and have his dulcimer. It's almost going to be like what happened at the festival thing. We just don't have the elephant with the bubbles and the flying.
I mean, we might still have an elephant, just not the bubbles and the flying, if Cad wants to participate. If he doesn't, it's fine.
Shrug, why not? Belch. Okay.
So, Cad's got the choice of joining in on the cheering or joining in on the drinking contest.
The choice had already been made. That is, lead on.
Yep. Alright, so Constitution save for those in the drinking contest. And Young will actually participate in this one, even though she knows she's kind of screwed.
Who all's
Good
participating in
Christmas.
Bjorn, Silver, and Young.
And
Yeah.
I would say Silver just sit there and belch, be like, now I have my room, let's go.
Skunk's like, this isn't meat. You tricked me. We don't have a cousin Patty.
I roll performance, not constitution.
Yeah, I saw that. Roll it with advantage.
If the DM wants to make any use of it.
Roll it with advantage, Skunk.
Okay.
Your
Although
belly is full and it makes you want to trumpet.
Although, technically...
No, that's you. 16, that's much better.
Let's see. Performance... Boop. Okay. So... first out for the drinking contest is, of course... looks to be... Young. Yay. So, Young is out. Again, the elephant and the paladins. Keep going.
The fated battle.
Was this a round 2 fight?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh yeah. 23? Good lord. Your
What?
dice are loaded.
Wanna roll lucky there, Cat, or you're out?
Yeah, might as well. Am I super lucky today? I am sort of lucky.
What's your since Bjorn doesn't have the +5 listed on his screen, you two actually rolled the same.
Rollies.
Yep.
Con score is 20.
Huh?
We can do it as rollies or we can do it as con score. I think Bjorn's con score is going to definitely be lower.
What's a rollies?
Rollies is you
means
just
roll
roll a
off.
d20, see who's
Just roll a
higher.
d20 and break a tie that way. Since y'all are against each other, I'll do it that way. Sure, why not? Just roll a flat d20.
Bah!
Yep. Okay, Bjorn's out. Elephant and paladin, or elephant and dragon paladin rather.
Here's my comeback. Oof. Damn. Okay.
Well then, Cad won again. You're burping a lot, Cad, just so you know. Got a bit. Alright. But, I will point out, the food that you guys have tasted and the meat, even when it came to the point that you were like getting way too much,
It was all poisoned.
It was all absolutely scrumptious. It was great. Perfect kind of seasonings. And Skunk, since you have your passive perception of huge, you'll see that Steelstrike is absolutely smiling and happy that you guys are wanting to be a part of the competition. And you'll also see briefly that Minnie, the cook that was from the lab, she's actually going to help the person who's providing the food for the party.
Oh, damn! Nice.
So she can feel useful.
Community service.
Can somebody remind me, was it Silver or was it other character when we came to Abon the first ribbon?
It was Silver.
It was Silver?
Yeah, because she's the one that kind of fucked up and sent us to Abon.
So
And not
I
tell-
imagine that Silver is still conscious, right?
A little bit. She's just like sitting in a back in a chair, be like, "Oh, everything is spinning."
Conscious for a given definition of the word.
Give it 5 minutes. She's gonna be snoring.
Yep.
Gradiriel comes up and he's gonna probably bug you just a little bit. It's like, hey, do you still have the trippy fish I gave you forever ago?
Well, not forever
You made me
ago,
eat that.
but we did get fresh ones.
Can I have one?
We have 2 turkey fish.
We have 2.
We have 2. Okay. Here's a
Wouldn't it
trippy
be
fish.
Cool to put one in the punch bowl.
Oh, no.
I don't think people will drink it because it'll taste fishy.
Oh! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Cat just looks at her and he's like, but it'd be fun, right?
I mean, we can give it to Bjorn again.
No.
Because wait. Yeah. I don't know. You haven't tasted its effect yet, have you?
Who's she asking?
And she's asking Cat to be like, you and I, we haven't fallen for the trippy fish, have we?
Didn't I eat it and like make my save and not have an effect?
Yeah.
Yes. We both did.
Yeah, I ate it, but everyone else looked like they had a blast.
No. What happened with the trippy fish was everybody ate it. Everybody was fine except for the NPCs, including Locke. Locke was just fine. Like one of the few times
Okay,
Locke
but-
rolled a decently high Constitution save, and it was to a trippy fish. The only people that were affected by the trippy fish in that one initial instance was Yong and Oak.
Just pointing
Fun.
out, Gradiriel has seen people have very animated reactions to the trippy fish, even though he himself did not.
Mm-hmm.
And he just had how much liquor or whatever we were drinking?
Oh yeah.
And how accustomed to this is he? It's like, hey, I had a brilliant idea because I'm smart in my head.
Like
Uh-huh.
A, B, C, D.
Trippy fish.
I see where I'm going with this. No.
I will point out though, since you guys did both the trippy fish, or both the food and the ale for a drinking contest and a food contest, and you're kind of all kinds of wigged out, I was going to say that effectively you would have if you was to yourself, each of you, roll a Constitution save on, say, a trippy fish, then you would have it at disadvantage, because, again, food and whatever other insanity. And then I was also going to give you effectively, like, a D4 minus on your con check, too.
Because we've
No
just
intention
fucked
of
up the inside. We have just fucked up the insides of our bodies.
Yeah, pretty much.
No intention of consuming, all intentions of sharing the haha, look what they're doing.
Right, okay.
I know.
I'll decide. We have 2 trippy fish.
Hey, Bjorn, come here. He explains the brilliant plan and all of its intricate details to Bjorn. Remember Drippy Fish? Drippy Fish and Punch. And he's like nodding at you expectantly.
Bjorn looks out over the crowd. How many people are here?
Several, actually.
There are several people at this festival.
I mean,
How many of them are armed?
you have your refugees, so I admittedly not like the Vidalkin and her kid, but like a lot of the refugees that you took are still here. They might not have been part of the drinking contest or anything like that, but refugees are here. Steelstrike and some of his guards are here. Yeah, you have.
Maybe we shouldn't piss off the town.
Well, also I'm thinking.
I would like to
Do
come
we
back
want-
here eventually.
If
don't
you
wanna
do
let
that, warn people first or ask if people want to try something crazy.
No, because you see, as soon as Bjorn doesn't say no, I turn to Skunk. I'm like, Skunk, you do it. You're sneaky.
What?
No.
Don't eat it. Put it in the punch.
No.
No.
Bjorn grabs the fish.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do that anyway. I remember that fish. It was not fun.
It is
Harold's
my
gonna mumble
conviction.
incoherently to himself in disappointment.
Bjorn will say, "It is my conviction, it is my belief that people would die tonight if we put this in the punch bowl.
Yeah, that sounds
There
like a
are
bad
too many
idea. And we
people
went
with
through
weapons."
and we went through all the effort to, save a bunch of them. So, no.
That guy's
Please,
back
no.
fight me. But I dodged because I'm.
At this particular point, Cad's not just awesome; he's drunk.
I think Cat needs to go to bed.
I think you may be correct.
All right. So, all of you are, unless you have anything else specific that you want to do in this night, I would imagine all of you are going to go and have a rest. Steelstrike is going to provide you with a space for you all to have rooms that you don't have to pay for, even though you got a lot of money just now.
Woo!
So, yeah.
So he is going to provide you with a place for you to sleep.
Woo!
Cool.
Now
We're doing all right.
then, I am going to say 2 interesting and fun things. First, I am going to have to shush.
Rolling 1.
It's the first thing.
It is the first thing. I'm going to have to call the session at this point after doing a bit of something for a cool little cliffhanger.
Uh-oh.
Because there's a thing that I'm going to have to deal with super early, so I can't necessarily stay up till 3. But I did want to get you guys back to Kragbluff and be able to run through with this kind of an ending, so this is where I'm going to get to. Now, what I want to do is I want to have everyone roll for me a con save at disadvantage with -4 if you were a part of both contests. So not a -4, a 1d4 minus.
Well, I got a 4.
Constitution. Disadvantage.
Well, then I'm D4.
Roll a d4.
22.
Okay?
And the D4 is a bonus
15.
or a penalty.
It's a penalty.
15 for Bjorn overall.
12, possibly plus 5.
No, you're not in the same room as me.
Well,
And I'm unconscious.
Yeah.
I rolled a 4.
So 4, and then Silver's was a 22, Cad's was a 12, and then Bjorn's was a 15, and then Oak 12, and okay, cool. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys to. I don't have your icons on the map yet, but you'll get there eventually. Bip.
Those are nice.
Specifically, actually, we're wanting.
Oh, I know this map.
Oh, do you?
I've used this one before.
I haven't used it. No.
You may
It
have
was-
found it online.
Yeah.
Or did you? You say you used it before?
Yeah.
Oh,
Different
okay.
campaign.
That
Okay.
bed is 15 feet long.
Nice.
There was a lot of murder hobo activity that took place here.
All right.
Yeah, that tracks.
So, yeah.
Every last person that lives here was born in a barn. Nobody made their bed back.
It's fine. The beds are huge because I was bad for the size of the map, but it's okay. Yeah. So, what's going to happen here is everyone is currently absolutely knocked the freak out unconscious because of the food and whatever else. And Silver, you are going to be the only one that picks up on it.
Yay! We're in danger.
Uh-huh. And I'm going to end on the cliffhanger to see what you do come next time with Silver. Very groggy reaction of someone who tries to did you guys question, did you guys, because you were in a mansion and you were in a place that you felt safe, did you go to bed without your armors and whatnot?
I mean,
Wait.
Skunk kind of just wears like basic leathers.
Yeah.
Me too.
So-
Yeah,
They're
so
elephant hide.
my armor would be 13 because she's not wearing full plate.
But
Depends.
so yeah, Skunk would probably have been at least wearing his underclothes, but might have actually just kept his armor on for the sake of convenience when setting out. He definitely has his cloak on, using it as a blankie.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Bjorn probably doesn't have his armor on when he sleeps.
All right. So paladins both don't have their armor, and neither would Oak, because Oak has actual armor being a cleric. So, but Young doesn't need armor. Bjorn doesn't, or Young doesn't need armor. Cad doesn't need armor, and Skunk is just Skunk. So, yeah. What's going to happen here is, Silver, you're going to find yourself stirred awake as a what appears to be one of the people that was working with Steelstrike is trying to you're without your armor, you're not that heavy, you're still just a person, but he's trying to move you off the bed, or off of your bed, and he has a buddy who's also in the same room, assuming that Young and Silver slept in the same room, who is doing the same to Young, and you are now being awoken up by somebody who's trying to grab you and take you out of your room.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Silver sleeps with her sword leaned up against the bed. Does she notice it?
In that respects, then, what I will say is, since I was operating it off of whether or not you were actually aware, and some of these people roll crap for their stealth checks, you're going to pick up on it and sort of notice as your blades being moved away from you, and yourself are being moved away. So the person has the hand on you to get you to move and come out of the bed, and has hand on sword.
So he has it? Like,
He doesn't have it. He probably doesn't have a really strong grip on it.
it doesn't matter. It's like, it's in its scabbard. She's just gonna draw her sword.
Okay.
Just like pull it out of the scabbard. And am I allowed to hit him?
Sure. Roll an attack roll. Disadvantage because you're still groggy, but yeah.
Okay.
DC 10, because all she has to do is hit him.
Fuck.
Well then.
The scabbard stays.
Well, at least the room is now lit up.
Yeah. Yeah. Room's lit up.
Does a 13 hit?
No.
Fuck.
But you have your sword, and he realizes you're awake, and I'd imagine if Silver says fuck like that, he probably does too. He's like, crap.
No, she's not gonna say crap. She's just like, y'all fucked up.
Uh-huh. So
Say, actually, she will sit there and be like, I highly suggest you unhand me and my girlfriend.
roll intimidate.
Just be like, never lift a dragon. They'd be like, oh my god, no.
That would be funny.
Oh, he's also in trouble because he's within 5 feet of me, so he can't drop me and run.
No.
So, intimidate. 25.
So let's do one of these. Yeah, he's. you know those moments in like heist movies and whatnot when people are trying to do some sort of a heist and they screw the heck up and somebody's like, cheese it, and they bolt? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to do that. And the other person that was in the room that was grabbing at Yang is just going to drop her and run.
Does she wake up from the dropping?
Let's I mean, from
Because she's dropping onto a hard floor.
Give
Yeah,
her 1d4 wake up damage.
actually, realistically, she probably would take some degree of falling damage because she's just unconscious.
Well, no,
Yeah,
it's
not
just
wrong.
more like it's the hard service just to wake her up.
Yeah. She's... Huh? What? And she's awake.
They're being abducted.
So,
Yeah.
that is where we'll end it on, and when we come back, I'll give Silver and Yang a chance to do something to the people that are trying to run out. Something more to them as they're trying to run out, now that they're both awake and awake.
Yeah, well, if Silver can actually hit properly and stuff, the guy that was holding her is not going to move very far.
Right, because Sentinel.
Sentinel.
Yep. So that I can put some degree of setup to these rooms, how about you guys choose which of these slightly colored rooms you guys want to be in? We can
Yeah,
say
that's fine.
that's a master bedroom. You don't have that one.
Oh, fuck, okay.
I like the yellow.
Great.
Are these, like, these rooms actually, like, single beds?
I could, since I opted for them to be very huge beds because of my ordering, I can say that there's multiple beds in.
I mean, fine, okay.
Either
Purple.
way. Alright. So,
I guess, as per usual, Skunk will go be in whatever room Bjorn is in because they seem to just share a space a lot.
yeah.
Great.
And Skunk will just curl up into a ball at the foot of that bed or in a chair if Bjorn does not want that.
Okay, so gray was...
It's all good.
Let's do oak and cad and gray. And then... What was the color of the one that you chose there? The more yellow over here.
Yeller.
So...
There's also green and yellow over here.
Yeah, we probably should do that one and be closer to the group, huh? Yeah. Yeah, that's what we'll do.
And then right side of map. We'll do it that way. And then that way I can get your tokens on the screen for when we come back to the game. Alrighty. So, that is where we're going to end it on. Somebody was trying to abduct you from the middle of this establishment.
I'm gonna eat them.
Gonna be interesting. So...
Everyone would just wait until Silver walks out. She'll walk out. Fireball.
Oh,
explosions.
I didn't ask how many bedrooms are around me.
It's just like she's just gonna walk out into the air and just toss fireballs, start making loud sounds to wake everyone.
There are louder things than fireball that don't light the building on fire. It's
Yeah, yeah.
like thunderclap or shatter or a wet fart.
Actually, she does have thunderous smite.
Well, there you go then.
hit one of the statues over here with thunderous smite.
Just loudly declare bad touch and use thunderous smite on an enemy.
Yeah, that's pretty much what she's gonna do. It's like no touch.
Bad touch.
Alrighty.
This is
Stranger
the way.
danger.
Stranger danger.
I mean, it's very fitting. Alrighty.
We're going
So
to be in the burning rubble of what once was a nice establishment, and Silver's going to be outside like, I cast fireball.
Yep.
That being past tense, not present.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys. We will do last closing out, and let's see. This has been Shadows. Can be Kenneth, and join us next time. Can be Ryan.
Forward slowly, I have shoulder kittens.
Meow.
This has been Shadows of Gradiriel.
Join us next time as we contend with these abrupt abductionary attempts and maybe find out who or what wants us spirited away in the middle of the night like the foolish fucktards they are.
Dun dun dun.